Good morning, everyone. This is Colman from Colman's Coins and Currency. Today, we have a very special numismatic video. I am going to be showcasing to you viewers my personal small and large size national currency collection that I have slowly put together over the past year. Now, about 95% of these notes, there are less than 10 known of them. That's right, viewers. A lot of these notes are very rare and they are very scarce. So I want to showcase to you viewers what I have been able to slowly put away over the past year so far. But before we delve on into today's exciting numismatic video, please make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on those push bell notifications so that you viewers, that's right, you viewers will never miss another epic numismatic video. And at the end of the video, I will have a special life update for you viewers, and I will be talking about how 2026 is going to go for this long-time channel on YouTube. So we are going to start off with the small size notes. The first note that I'm going to showcase is this really cool PMG certified 1929 $10 Type 1 National Currency Banknote from the Humboldt National Bank of Humboldt, Kansas. Now, for you viewers that do not know, Kansas Nationals are relatively extremely scarce from the small towns, but your big cities like Topeka, which is the Kansas state capital, and Wichita, which is a big Kansas city, those notes are very common and they do fetch a slight premium, but not as much as the small town Kansas notes. Now, this Humboldt, Kansas, I had purchased from a local coin shop completely raw, and I decided to send it in to PMG to get professionally graded. It took about 2 weeks, and I was thrilled to see that this note came back a 40 EPQ extremely fine, which is really, really great because I thought this note was going to come back at minimum a 30. So it went for 10 grading points higher. It is in really, really good condition. There is no major problems on it. There's no pinholes. It is a really nice, clean, and scarce Kansas National. According to the track and price currency software, there is only 6 total known of the 1929 $10 Type 1 National Currency Banknotes, and I own 1 of 6 notes. Next up, we have a 1929 $10 Type 1 National Currency Banknote from the First National Bank of Conway Springs, Kansas. Now, this is another scarce Kansas town. There is also only 6 totally known, according to the track and price currency software. And I bought this note raw, and I got it graded by PMG, and it came back much higher than what I thought it was going to come back. I thought it was going to come back at a 25, and it came back a 35 EPQ choice very fine. You can see that the note was kind of cut a little bit, and it's a little bit kind of off center. It's got a little pen stain as you viewers can see, but it is still a really nice and clean, rare and scarce Kansas National. Next up, we have a really cool 1929 $10 Type 1 National Currency Banknote from the First National Bank of Gary, Indiana. Now, for you viewers that do not know, I went to a local community college here in Northwest Indiana, in Gary, Indiana. So this is more of a college town for me. It is a little bit more of a common note, but since I went to college in the town, I did really want to keep it. And I found this note at once more at a local coin shop, and I did not pay that much for it, and I got a really good deal on it. And it turned out good. There's no really big problems. PMG forgot to put that it has some pinholes, because when you hold up the note to the light, you can see that there is a few pinholes right there. So that was a really cool note to add to my personal currency collection. Then we got a really cool 1929 $20 Type 1 National Currency Banknote from the City National Bank of Mexia, Texas. Now, a general rule of thumb is a lot of these small Texas towns, they are extremely scarce to find. I do have a small size certified Texas National from the First National Bank of Albany, Texas, that there are between 9 and 10 known of them. That one is coming back from currency grading because it's a little bit more of a rare note. But in my opinion, this note would probably grade at about a very fine 20. It does have some penning. You can see right there. Someone wrote the number 17, and someone wrote a name. It looks like La Beau or Beau or Bowie. And then there's a little number on the back of it. But there is 6 1929 $20 Type 1 National Currency Banknotes known according to the track and price currency software. So this is a very scarce note, and it is a good addition to my rarer, scarcer national currency collection that I have. Then we have a really cool 1929 $5 Type 1 National Currency Banknote from the Northern National Bank of Ashland, Wisconsin. Now, I had bought this note from a local coin shop, and I got a very good deal on it because according to the track and price currency software, there is only 4, that's right, viewers, 4 totally known 1929 Type 1 $5 National Currency Banknotes from the Northern National Bank of Ashland, Wisconsin known. It would grade at about a fine if I did send it out to get graded, but obviously to send notes out to get graded does cost money. So I'm being a little bit more selective about which notes I do send out to get professionally graded. Then we have a cool 1929 $20 Type 2 National Currency Banknote from the Stephenson National Bank of Marionette, Wisconsin. Now, according to the track and price currency software, there is only 5 totally known 1929 Type 2 $20 National Currency Banknotes from the Stephenson National Bank of Marionette, Wisconsin known. If I had to send this out to grading, it would probably grade at about between a 20 and a 25, but it's not really worth it to do so at this time to get the note graded. But it is still a really nice, rarer problem-free note. Then we have a more common note. This is a 1929 Type 2 $5 National Currency Banknote from the First National Bank of Denver, Colorado. Now, you viewers are probably wondering, why am I keeping one of the most common Colorado nationals known to exist? Is because back in 2019, I attended the American Numismatic Association summer seminar in Colorado Springs, Colorado, and my parents and I, at the time, we drove out to Colorado Springs, Colorado. It was a 18-hour drive, and we kind of stayed close to our cousins who live in Colorado Springs. And I remember going to Denver, which is the capital city for the day. We went to the Colorado State House, and we kind of went walking around and saw a bunch of really cool things. So I did want to keep this note as a really good memento from our past trip. So it would grade at about a very fine 20 to a very fine 25 grade, but it does have a little bit of pen writing, but it is still a little bit better of a national. It's not super rare, but it's a little bit better, and it's something that I'm like to keep. Here we got a really cool 1929 Type 1 $5 National Currency Banknote from the Commercial National Bank and Trust Company of St. Joseph, Michigan. Now, for you viewers that do not know, this is one of my favorite Michigan towns, and I wanted to buy it and I wanted to get it graded because I had sent out a ton of other notes with this note, so it really kind of put me at more about a break-even spot, but I at least did want to get it graded because it looks really nice, and it is one of my favorite Michigan towns, and that is something that I'm totally going to be keeping. Then we got a really cool 1929 $10 Type 1 National Currency Banknote from the Will County National Bank of Joliet, Illinois, PMG 20 Very Fine Certified. Now, I had purchased this note raw, I had sold it, and then I bought it back again because I needed it for my set, because I grew up in Will County, Illinois, and this was kind of like my home county growing up. So I did want to purchase a note that was from my home county, and that is in, pretty good condition. So then I bought this really cool 1902 $10 plain back from the First National Bank of Tigerton, Wisconsin. Now, my dad had originally purchased this note from the Central States Numismatic Society's annual coin show in Schaumburg, Illinois, which I will be attending in 2026 to buy some more national currency as my supplemental income to flip, and maybe we might buy one or two rare notes more to add to my rarer, scarcer, and cool national currency collection. So my dad purchased this note from that coin show. He held on to it for about a year. Then I purchased it from my dad at kind of what he paid for it, and this note has skyrocketed in value. It is a little bit more common, but to my family, my dad's dad grew up in Tigerton, Wisconsin, and that's where a lot of my cousins up in Wisconsin are from and kind of where they grew up. So that's why I am going to keep the Tigerton note. It is really cool, and it is certified at a 25, which is a pretty high grade. So, next up, you viewers already saw this note from my South Dakota trip this past August for my 22nd birthday. This is a really cool 1902 $20 plain back National Currency Banknote from the First National Bank of Colman, South Dakota. Now, of course, the main reason why I'm keeping this note is because that's my name. It's Colman, and Colman is my name, and that's why I am going to keep this note. It is really cool. It's graded at a 25 very fine net. It does have a few minor issues, but this is by far one of the most rare large size nationals that I ever own. According to the track and price currency software, there is only two totally known. That's right, two totally known 1902 $20 plain backs from the First National Bank of Colman, South Dakota. I own one of them, and then a fellow coin dealer up in the Sioux Falls area owns the second type. It is super cool. And of course, this is a note that I will never be selling. So it is really cool and it is really rare. Then we have a really cool 1902 $20 plain back National Currency Banknote from the Valparaiso National Bank of Valparaiso, Indiana. Now, according to the track and price currency software, this is the only large size $20 1902 National Banknote plain back from the Valparaiso National Bank of Valparaiso, Indiana. Now, why would I keep a Valparaiso, Indiana national, you might ask? Is because I went to college at Valparaiso University in Valparaiso, Indiana, and that is kind of like my college town note. And I am going to be keeping this note, one, because it is the only one known, and two, it is where I went to college at. So it is a really, really cool note. I did send it in to get professionally graded because it's such a rare note. It is really cool. And I am going to 100% be keeping this note. It is really cool. Then we got a really cool 1902 $5 red seal from the Continental National Bank of Chicago, Illinois. Now, when I was a child, during my childhood, I used to go to Chicago all of the time from my hometown in Mokina, Illinois. So this is more of a childhood city. I do know a couple people that work in it. The one coin shop to where I do some of my supplemental income work is located in Chicago as well. And generally, Chicago red seals are extremely tough to find because the most common Chicago, Illinois nationals, they're all blue seals and they're all more bigger banks. This bank is a smaller bank because they did not issue that many notes. It is signed and it has the really nice, beautiful red seal on there. I did buy this banknote raw from a coin shop in the Chicagoland area. And I did get this note graded. It is graded by PMG at a 15 choice fine. It's a really nice note. And it is a really, really cool note. It is super cool, as you can see right there. It's a really, really cool note, and it is a more rare and scarce note. Then we have a really cool $20 plain back note from the First National Bank of Litchfield, Illinois. Now, this too is a more rare note because according to the track and price currency software, there is only 5 total 1902 $20 plainbacks from the First National Bank of Litchfield, Illinois, known to exist. I did buy it raw from a Chicagoland area coin shop, and I did get it certified by PMG, and it graded at a really nice 25 very fine. So it is a more higher grade note. It is really cool, and it is a more scarce plainback national. It is a really cool note. Then we have a really cool note that you viewers have probably seen on the channel before. This is a 1902 $10 plainback from the Montpelier National Bank of Montpelier, Ohio. I had purchased this note from a side deal this past summer, and this was the only note out of the side deal that was the most rare. Because according to the track and price currency software, there is only 2 1902 $10 plainbacks from the Montpelier National Bank of Montpelier, Ohio, known to exist. I did buy it raw, and I did get it certified by PMG, and it came back a really nice 20 very fine. It has no problems on it. It's a nice mid-grade note, and it is a more rare and scarce national note. Then we have a really cool 1902 $5 plainback note from the Community Southside National Bank of Buffalo, New York. Now, you viewers are probably wondering, why the heck am I keeping a Buffalo, New York plainback national currency banknote? Well, this is because my parents and I, when we first moved here to Northwest Indiana back in 2017, this was my 8th grade graduation trip. We went to Buffalo, New York to see Tommy Two-Tone. And we went to Rib Fest, which had some of the best ribs that I ever had in my entire life. So we went to Buffalo, New York. There is only 4 1902 $5 plainbacks known to exist from the Community Southside National Bank of Buffalo, New York, and it is a really cool note to add to my personal national currency collection. It is in a little bit lower grade. It would grade at probably a VG to a fine, but it is a more rarer note, and I did get it for a really good discount. So of course I do want to keep the note because it is more rare. Then we have a really cool 1902 $10 plainback national currency banknote from the First National Bank of Alexandria, Virginia. Now, I had bought this note raw. I did get it graded. It came back a 15 choice fine, and this was the town of where my parents and I spent my 21st birthday when we went to Washington, D.C., which was such a cool trip, and I highly recommend for any of you viewers to go check out Alexandria, Virginia, and Washington, D.C. It is really cool, and you will definitely see a lot of history and a lot of things that you will really only see once in your lifetime. It did have a tear repair comment, but if you hold the note up to the light, it does have some pinholes that PMG forgot to put on the note. So last but not least, we have a really cool 1902 $5 red seal national currency banknote from the First National Bank of Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Now, I have been to Milwaukee several times during my childhood. I was up there for a coin show about a few years ago where I could have owned a small size Tiger Tin note, but I passed on it at the time. Still something that I am regretting not buying, but hey, I found my dad found a more large size one at the Central States show that I ended up buying from him to keep for my own personal national currency collection. Now, this is a red seal. There is a total of about 18 known, but these very rarely come up for sale or for auction. This note last sold in 2013, about 13 years ago, and it sold for only $175. Now, this note has since doubled to tripled in value since then. Now, to make this note even cooler, look at that serial number, viewers. It's a solid serial number, 2424, which makes this note a very fancy serial number, which is super cool. And it's something that you really seldom see. It does have a little repair area, but it is still a pretty rare note. And it is something that I will definitely be holding on to because it is a red seal Milwaukee note, and you very rarely see red seal large size Milwaukee, Wisconsin Nationals. So that does it for today's numismatic video. Please make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on those push bell notifications so that you viewers, that's right, you viewers will never miss another epic numismatic video. This is Colman from Colman's Coins and Currency saying to take care, have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And I will be starting my first job in the new year. I am going to probably be working at a local marketing group here in Northwest Indiana. I did have a job interview with a numismatic company down in St. Louis, Missouri, but to move a few hours away might not really be practical to move all the way down to St. Louis, Missouri. So I might move to St. Louis, Missouri, or I might stay here in Northwest Indiana at the marketing group. And for 2026, we are of course going to have the Central States Numismatic Society's yearly coin show. Of course, yours truly is going to be going there for the day, trying to buy some notes to resell through our no reserve bi-weekly eBay auctions, to where we post 4 notes every week. We post 2 notes Wednesday evenings or Wednesday mornings, and we post 2 notes on Saturday mornings. So of course, we will continue to do those as we kind of get these kind of side deals through, and we start to kind of move things, and we are gonna go from there. I will of course be doing a lot of yard selling, because my job start time is going to be a little bit later in the day. So I'm going to have a little bit more time in the mornings to do like yard selling in these summer months, and, things like that, to find some coins or notes, or, or broken gold or broken silver, or kind of, stuff like that. So with that, and with the coin shows, and with kind of what's kind of going on, and of course all of these side deals that I'll be going through while I'm going to work a full-time job, it will be a really great 2026 for Colman's Coins and Currency. And I really do thank you, viewers, for all of the support, comments, encouragement, and through watching all of the videos over the past year. I know that it's been one heck of a year, but next year is going to be a fantastic year, and I am really looking forward to it, viewers. So that's how we are going to close off the year. And of course, we are going to film some unbelievable content that is going to be coming up that is going to, of course, blow your mind.